warship without its primary missiles is a defenseless iron box on the front lines of a modern naval conflict. The Philippine Navy is officially preparing to receive up to 6 Abukuma-class destroyer escorts from Japan through Tokyo Official Security Assistance Program as of June 2026. But these 2,000-ton vessels are arriving with their main teeth completely extracted. The removal of the critical RGM84 Harpoon anti-ship cruise missiles and the RUR5 ASROC anti-submarine systems has effectively stripped these former frontline combatants of their long-range strike capabilities. In this very week of June 2026, as the multi-thousand-ton hulls of the China Coast Guard aggressively escalate gray zone ramming tactics against smaller patrol crafts near Sabina Shoal, Manila is deploying these weaponless veteran hulls into the crosshairs of a potential flashpoint. With no primary missile arrays left on board, these Japanese vessels enter a highly volatile theater completely exposed to high-tier air and surface threats. Leading global defense analysts argue that on paper, their only tactical salvation would be an expensive and lengthy integration of third-party missile systems like the South Korean SSM700K CStar or the Indian BrahMos. This leaves the armed forces of the Philippines caught in a brutal dilemma between immediate hull numbers and immense long-term integration costs. Is introducing a missileless warship into a contested zone a stroke of gray zone genius? Or is it a catastrophic misallocation of a limited defense budget that leaves sailors exposed? Before we go on, do you think a thick steel hull with no missiles can survive today's naval reality? Hit subscribe to help us decode the next tactical move and tell me where you are watching from. To truly understand why these ships are arriving without their teeth, we must examine the severe technical, financial, and legal friction occurring behind the scenes in June 2026. The original Abukuma design was a dedicated anti-submarine hunter, packing 8 RGM84 Harpoon anti-ship missiles and an 8-cell Mk112 launcher for ASROC weapons. However, the United States holds the original intellectual property rights for these legacy combat management systems. To facilitate the transfer under Tokyo Official Security Assistance Program, engineers in Japan were legally required to strip out the source code and physical interfaces of these sensitive American weapon controllers to prevent critical data leaks. This leaves the Philippine Navy with a combat management system that is digitally hollowed out. Beyond the legal gridlock, the financial reality for Manila is staggering. A single RGM84 Harpoon missile costs roughly $1,500,000, meaning a full loadout for just one vessel requires $12 million. This expense instantly swallows the annual operating budget of an entire Philippine naval district. Furthermore, the physical propulsion design of the Abukuma class introduces an immense logistical burden. The vessel utilizes a combined diesel or gas configuration featuring 2 high-performance Kawasaki Rolls-Royce Olympus TM3B gas turbines. At full tactical speeds of 27 knots, these turbines consume over 6 tons of fuel per hour. This massive fuel burn rate presents a punishing operational cost for a developing economy. While Manila is securing the 2,500-ton steel hulls at zero initial purchase cost, third-party maritime strategy defense reports highlight that the true cost of ownership is an immediate, deep drain on the limited modernization funds of the armed forces of the Philippines. Yet, dismissing these weaponless vessels as tactical failures overlooks their immediate value on the modern gray zone frontline. Japan has delivered an invaluable physical asset to the Philippines, which is a heavily armored military-grade steel hull paired with a reliable Oto Melara 76mm compact naval gun capable of firing 85 rounds per minute. With a maximum displacement of 2,500 tons, the Abukuma class possesses an intense structural integrity that easily outperforms the thin aluminum hulls of standard civilian law enforcement craft during high-pressure close-quarters maneuvers. In the immediate 3 to 12 months following June 2026, these vessels will act as resilient floating bulwarks at critical maritime flashpoints. Furthermore, the ships retain their original OQS-8 hull-mounted sonar systems. This sensor configuration directly patches a catastrophic vulnerability within the armed forces of the Philippines by providing an organic capability to detect foreign diesel-electric submarines traversing the shallow choke points of the Bashi Channel. Independent defense intelligence assessments indicate that on paper, the true strategic evolution of these vessels lies in their potential to host non-American strike options. The physical deck space originally allocated for the Harpoon launchers provides a perfect footprint for the future integration of the South Korean SSM700K CStar anti-ship missile, or the Indian BrahMos supersonic cruise missile. Once third-party software developers successfully integrate a new open architecture combat management system to connect the Japanese sensors with these modern Asian weapons, these hollowed-out hulls can fully transition into potent missile platforms, fundamentally transforming the long-term defense posture of the Philippine fleet. The acquisition of the Abukuma-class destroyer escorts ultimately forces maritime strategists into a fierce debate between two contrasting military doctrines. On one side stands the doctrine of gray zone pragmatism, which argues that securing a zero initial cost 2,500-ton armored hull with an operational Otto Melara 76mm gun provides an immediate, indispensable physical shield against aggressive ramming tactics right now in June 2026. On the opposing side stands the doctrine of high-tier deterrence, which criticizes this move as a halfway measure that burdens a developing nation with 30-year-old hulls and high-maintenance gas turbines, without offering any immediate long-range missile defense. This strategic dilemma proves that in modern naval reality, a fleet cannot simply buy its way out of structural vulnerabilities without facing steep integration hurdles. The profound lesson here is that raw hull numbers mean very little if your domestic defense infrastructure is not yet capable of unifying foreign sensors and third-party weapons under a single, cohesive combat management system. As Manila attempts to balance these immediate operational risks against long-term technical costs, the final outcome of the Abukuma transfer will serve as a crucial test case for naval modernization programs across the entire Indo-Pacific region. If you were leading the defense ministry of a developing maritime nation facing immense gray zone pressure, would you invest your limited national budget into maintaining these free but weaponless old hulls? Or would you reject them entirely to save every single dollar for brand new, missile-equipped combatants from international shipyards? Leave your tactical thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button, and subscribe to keep pacing with the latest global defense analysis.